It's hump day! Or whatever day it is you're watching this. But we're gonna keep going because this freaking DLC of episode 5 is so long, but it seems so good. I wonder if the rest of the episodes, like from all the other Phoenix Wrights, are this long. Usually there's just a 3-dayer, but this is like super long. Oh, I like it. You walk your kids to and from school? Ooh. Well, maybe they'll build up a tolerance. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Here we go. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew if the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone heard that about those killings but me! Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. Wait, what? It's all in the file. Yeah, but they only had 4 pages and none of them really told what happened. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother...
Have you heard the news? Everyone's talking. Life is good because everything's awesome. Lost my job. It's a new opportunity. More free time for my awesome community. I feel more awesome than
Happy Hump Day, Wit.
Cheeky smiley face.
Thanks for 10 months, my dude. Rockin'. And moving. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother. He left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. Eh? He tried to kill you? Hi, Fantasia. Happy Hump Day. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. Ooh, so that means you... Yeah, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Tell me more! It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for this season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. And what I saw burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture, okay. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why Lana made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth and it was all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. Yeah, how dare you get attacked, almost die, and not testify properly. It's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. It's kind of like buying a stolen car at a car lot. How am I supposed to know it's stolen? After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. But what did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Okay, so Marshall is on the floor. They both have like just slick hair, so it was hard for me to tell. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Ooh. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. But you still have your glasses. Way to go. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Yeah. This was 2 years ago, so she was 14? I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Didn't look like she grew much. Once it was over, I made up on my mind. I decided when I grow up, I'm become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. What, don't you mean like your science? Not testimony, science. Science! And find evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. You see? Starting to understand what makes Emma tick. I've been trying to mess with my microphone so much. Cool. It's just something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way to your sister's office? Because the detective's offices and questioning room are right across from the elevator. Oh. I thought they were in two different buildings. This must have changed since then. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? Oh, no, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. Everybody's been a frickin' detective, except us. Feel left out. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I better have another talk with her. Hi, person not telling me everything you know so I can help you. Frickin' rude. Bring. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about the unusual change of jobs. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial, 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, soul selling and all, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why don't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. I still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? Renji, happy hump day. You've come to turn in your resignation letter. To the channel? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved cases before the reports could even be filed. They're really idolizers of Big Sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. Oh, I see, Reggie. Okay, gotcha. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of detectives investigating Doc. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. Wow, that's pretty... Okay. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of crime was me. Okay. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gant and Marshall let the guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? Question mark? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. You've had Gangster's Paradise in your head since the Sonic trailer? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved with this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes. His actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. Everybody changed when that happened. Guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case must not be over yet. Oh, nice, Fantasia. That's pretty big. 50 cents increase for minimum wage in Quebec. That's a plus. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department. Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I share. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office. Site of final SL9 murder. Good idea, game. Tell me where to go. That's what I like. I don't see Gumshoe. Things kind of got quiet around here today. You're right. Chief of Detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Okay, we can come back here later. Hold on. I thought we were supposed to come here. Dark case may have been fabricated? That's what I thought all along. I knew it all along. Never saw it coming. Just never bothered to tell anyone. Now there's a guy who cares about his work. That's only $8 more a week. Well, that's, you know, $32 a month. That could be one more time to eat out. Oh, it's probably here, not the. Okay. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where were you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon was different? That's pretty big. You mean a switchblade knife with a broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, question was raised. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars in all of us. Scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. It just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. That day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. Tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in the investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean, Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different than when she was a detective. Now she mentioned it, Emma did say something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret, huh? This all started 2 years ago. I need to watch it because I like Jim Carrey, him being Mr. Eggman, or Dr. Eggman. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Wait. That had its cap on the entire time? So he's only pretending to drink? Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Well, that was sad. Wait, so where am I going? I thought I was headed towards there to get to Grant's office. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room. Probably earlier then. Because there's still that pool of blood. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. Up there. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's been questioned by an inquiry committee? Took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago, I guess we'll have to come back later. Okay, so we're not going here. I thought that's where it told us to go. Honestly. Isn't that where it told us to go? I must have not been paying attention. Okay, here we go. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That means everyone is busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. He actually talked to us. Wow. I wonder if that's how people feel when they come into a new channel and the streamer says hi back. He actually talked to us. Whoa. With the prosecutor saying that she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think that festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers. Shut. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh, didn't he say literally just say not go there? Okay. As we go there. There's an organ? Why is there an organ? Okay. Glass desk. Very open air. Very big. Got like church windows. Church ceiling too, looks like. A Ganondorf reference. That is a pretty good Ganondorf reference. In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Get needs to play his theme song. Nice. It's also Happy Hump Day. Check out the pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Kindergarten, eh? They used to call me Little Miss Buck. Thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, righto, how have you been swimming lately? I haven't. I've been kind of busy. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. Wow, time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Oh, Renji, that's so true. Thanks for plugging into this community. I hope you enjoy it. It's pretty cool. If you're not on Discord, you need to be. We have some fun channels. I agree, Fantasia. That was one of the weird things. Like, why is the bad guy playing an organ? And then I realized that's evil. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. And a knight. And a... Does the... Hold on. Yeah, this one doesn't have a sword with it. Okay. And, hold on. There's the vase. Okay. So this is Mr. Marshall's personal and picture. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Yeah, we just pointed it out, Phoenix. We got it. Can't quite see it with my finger. Don't worry, though. The person playing you figured it out. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it. Just because he has an organ doesn't mean he's evil? Show me an anime, TV show, manga, video game, where the person who owns the organ is not evil. And then I'll accept your statement. Okay? Yeah. Because I can't think of one. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. I actually can't think of one. Nope. Nothing's coming to mind. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way to we can get inside the chief's office. Hey, pal. Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe, still out of the loop. Happy hump day, Dim. Hey, say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it's all boils down to, yeah. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around lately about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this... Are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick! His first name is Dick, right? I always forget what it is. Dick Gumshoe, right? Okay. Because that's a weird phrase to say. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Okay, that's his first name. Yes, sir. Let's go for lunch again today sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Wow. Oh, grats, Dim. Orb on cooldown for Moira, and watch your angles. Stay back more. Her right click has a very longer range than you think. And do pulse heals, because she does like a heal over time. I'm careful not to stick out. Was it an autopsy? Was it the autopsy report that was forged, Renji? They haven't actually pinpointed it yet, but Marshall did mention it. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure. I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Also, Dim, I'd recommend, if you're looking at heroes to get better, look at SVB videos or look at Jane videos on specific heroes. It's great tips. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. I was genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Doc left behind during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. Seems like Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. What was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon, Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fails to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Okay. Let's do that now before I do the last one I forget. Dude, almost 3 full pages of evidence. About this. Hey, is that... It has the tag to it. There's the label SL9 incident on it. Was Mia's because he had an updated autopsy made up. Oh yeah, he did. I don't know if it was made up, but it was like only submitted that morning. So yeah, you're right. That could have been a made-up autopsy report, and that was like one of the first cases, second case, basically. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you gonna do with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker. On the day Detective Goodwin was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. What was it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. Hit with his car, so it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. Animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. He killed a lady who saw the second crime. Kid walked by just then, so he killed him too, and then when he was burying the bodies, Jogger came up to the scene and killed him as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Wait, he turned himself in? I thought we were trying to catch him. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. You know, of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yeah, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. The crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Last witness was frickin' Emma, dude. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced her back to the store he bought it at, plus it had fingerprints on it too. No one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at that knife, you'll see it's broken. Wait, that knife is broken? Oh. Oh. Well, anyway, take a guess where a broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Oh, it broke off like on a rib? It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. It's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A tip of the knife was in the wound. Broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonging to the murderer, Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'll be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust. Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. I'm glad that was on the wall, because that'd be actually scary. In other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Show him the Blue Badger. This guy made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain for that evidence lock with his life. It's more than you could say about most officers nowadays. Man, I'm losing my Jersey accent having to talk as Gumshoe for so long. Welcome to Jersey. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. To admit, he's right though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 515. Anything about this? Nope. About this? Lost item report. Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. Master? That's such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. It's a higher power working. Wow, a higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. That? Nope. About that jaw. I think I've seen it somewhere before. Somewhere? Oh, maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in your chief's office and he's yelling at me. Why could I have seen that before? In the office. Probably. See, look, it's right there. Oh, it's not, that didn't work? Okay. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. Well, to be fair, Renji, if we are letting Maya hold evidence, Mia was letting her hold evidence, so I think if anybody actually is okay to hold it, Maya would be, because Mia trusted her. Looking into that case for Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal when I was going on, you know. After all, serial killer was on the loose. Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. What have we not shown yet? SCI key card reader? Yeah. Yes, there's only one number left to investigate, at 420. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number? 77777777. That's 17 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Me too. Hey, boss, now we can go around detecting blood traces too. Wow! Is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height. Base height? Let me see that. Looming tall. Oh, gumshoe. Luminol. He probably used Alexa to order it. Hey, Alexa, give me some Luminol. Ordering Looming Tall. $19.99. We'll be here in 4 days. You mean this can't detect any blood traces? Well, it's not quite the same thing as Luminol. So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face. That's so mean. To be fair, the one time Mia let Maya hold evidence, she died. I thought she had held evidence before, so when she had that phone call way back then, she was saying things like, oh, you're going to hold evidence again? Kind of thing. I could be wrong, though. I don't remember very well. That photo Miss Starr took. Anything you can tell us about it? Yes, Miss Starr is quite the lady. I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. That's how old I am now. Wonder what happened. I heard Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school. I wonder that too. That's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award. Where were you at the rewards? Of course, pal. Got an award for diligence. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. He's forgotten. Guess ID belongs to Bruce Goldman. I don't think we have a thing. Detective Here's my attorney's badge. Bye-bye. And Renji, I could be remembering it wrong, so you could very well be right. I never think that I'm 100% right unless I just saw it. And even then, it's 99% because I'm still human. You show me this every time we meet, pal. Real men show the police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card. Okay, I have nothing I can show him. Anything new? Can I show you this picture? I guess not. Guess not. Actually, I want to look. I haven't looked at that yet. This. It's the same 4 pictures? Yeah. Okay. Nothing new. Well. So, the things that stick out to me in this picture are the shield, which has a sword with it now this time, the vase in the background, and I guess a knight with a sharp pointing object, and some more china, and that Lana and Damon have no different clothes to wear 2 years ago. Silence.